Well, it's the beginning of week 2 of Year of the Dunk. Here, I can tell you, last week kicked my tail. Um, my legs all weekend were so sore. My lower abs were so sore. Um, I'll post a video later of my beginning jump, my beginning try to dunk. I can tell you, it's not very pretty. I took 3 tries, and I can't even touch the rim at this point. But I got a year, right? I guess I still have 360 days left to try to make that happen. And I actually think this year is a leap year, so I actually have 366 days to try to get this done. I picked the right year. Um, but it's been an interesting week. I've had a lot of people ask me why, like, they find out I'm working out through someone and they're like, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, "I want to dunk." And they're like, "No, why are you really doing this?" And I was like, "No, you don't understand. I want to dunk." And they're like, "You can't dunk. You're a 33-year-old man who weighs 250 pounds, and you haven't ever dunked. Why would this even be a goal in your life?" And I was like, "Well, why not? Why? I've always wanted to dunk. I mean, who hasn't wanted to dunk? I mean, I've watched all these guys do it. You get on, you watch ESPN or anything like that. What's the highlights? I know that Steph Curry is this big deal with all these 3 points. They keep saying that the 3-pointer is the new dunk. No, it's not. Nobody watches the 3-point contest. Maybe a few people do, but people watch the dunk contest. I mean, there are people that specifically just watch the dunk contest. When you watch a game, you don't get super excited every time a guy hits a three, but when a dude dunks the ball, people get excited. It is the Hail Mary. It is the grand slam of basketball. And I'm not a big fan of basketball, but when you hold one in your hand, everybody dreams of dunking the ball. That's why I'm doing it. I have 2 kids that are looking at me saying, and 2 junior high kids looking at me saying, "We want to dunk, but it will never happen." I am that guy that will show them through hard work, you can't dunk. And I had a guy ask me today, he's like, "What's your real goal?" I was like, "To dunk." And he's like, "No, what's your real goal?" And I was like, "To dunk the basketball." He was like, "Tell me what your heart goal is, not what your head goal is." He's like, "My goal is to lose, this much weight. But in my heart, I know I can only lose 25. That's your problem. That's the world's problem. That's everybody's problem. Is we get I read a book once and a guy says, "Now set your goals. Now you've got your goals. A week later, now cut those goals in half." Screw that. I mean, I know I'm a youth minister. I know I'm this missionary guy, and I'm not supposed to talk that way, but screw that. Nothing ever comes easy. There is no easy way out. I'm smart enough to know that my smart is not enough. My head is not enough. It's where my heart is. It's not where my head is. And if I want this, the goal in my heart has to match the goal in my head. If I'm going to dunk 360 days from now, I have to believe it here and I have to believe it here. And you know what? I do. I will dunk by next year. It will happen. I'm working out to do it. I'm living my life to do it. I'm dieting to do it. Everything I watch, not everything I watch, is about doing this, but it's what I'm going to do. And they're like, "What's your heart goal?" To dunk a basketball. I'm 2 weeks in. I'm actually like 6 days in. And you wouldn't believe how many people have questioned me. Why? Why would you ever want to do that? You don't play basketball. You're not a professional basketball player. You're not a college basketball player. Why would you do that? Because I want to. There is a want inside of me that says you should dunk a basketball. It will happen. I will fail over and over and over and over and over again. I will fail. I have no doubt in my mind. I will fail over and over and over. Matter of fact, probably 360 days or 300 and however many days, I will fail to dunk a basketball. But it will happen. I don't care if it takes 365 days or if it takes 670 days. It will happen. I will dunk a basketball. I will look at all those guys and say, "What now?" And I'll drop my proverbial microphone and I'll walk away. That kind of went on my soapbox there. But you know what? I'm tired of it. I'm tired of all these people looking at other people and saying, "You can't do this or you can't do that." People looking at my kids and saying, "You can't do this and you can't do that." Forget that. Go do what you want to do. It's better to live your life doing what you love rather than living your life doing what you hate? Why do you live every day doing what you don't want to do? Go do what you want to do. I wanted to be a missionary for 12 years, and I worked 9 to 5 jobs. 9 to 5 jobs thinking, well, I could never do that. 9 to 5 jobs that, for the most part, I hated. I hated doing it. And until one day I was like, you know what? I can either spend the rest of my life working 9 to 5 jobs, dreaming about being a missionary, or I can quit this job and I can go do it. That's what I do now. For the last 2 years, I've been a missionary. I've traveled the world. I've been to 16 different countries. I've preached all over the place. I've taught in schools. I've done all these things. Why? Because I want to. Because God called me to it. Not because I thought, well, you know, my head's telling me I can, but my heart's telling me that I can't. Forget that. That's what I want to do. Like I said, I know I'm not smart enough to do it, but I've got enough heart to do it. You know, and I was willing to give up everything to be a missionary. And right now I'm willing to give everything I've got. Head, heart, legs, trust me, I've given my legs and I've given my lower abs to this. I mean, I am dying right now. But I can tell you one thing. It will happen. I will prove to those 2 8th graders that in their high school career, if they will just get in a gym and they will get somewhere and they will work their butts off, they can dunk a basketball. It's going to happen. It will happen. Just keep watching and see. I will dunk. I will embarrass myself 99% of the time, but that 1%, that's all it takes. That 1% of the time, that 1%, that's all it takes. And I'm willing to give that 99%. I'm willing to fail 99% of the time to have that success in 1%. In 1%. That's it. That's all it's about. That 1% that I can show them that everybody else can give 99%. But me, if I give 100%, I will succeed. I will do what I have to do. Understand. One of my favorite preachers of all time, Craig Rochelle, made the best statement ever. Failure is an event, not a person. Let me say that again. Failure is an event, not a person. It doesn't matter how many times I fail. It doesn't. It doesn't affect me as a person. It just means at one point I failed, but I will succeed. So I hope you, I know that nobody's watching these at this point. And I'm posting them up, but I'm not telling anybody about it. And I'll post it again, or I'll actually let people know about it about probably 2 or 3 months into this, so that it takes a little while for them to actually to get into it. Because I don't want people fighting me over whether I should dunk or I shouldn't, or if I should be teaching my kids to dunk or jump or vertical, or the best way to do it against the worst way to do it. You know, I don't care. I'm just going to do it. So keep watching, and hopefully it'll happen in this year. If it doesn't, you know what? I'll make it my goal next year, and I'll do it again, because failure's never final, and that's the thing that we have to understand is we have to continue pushing forward. We have to continue to go places that no one wants to go and do things that no one wants to do. And give that 1% that other people aren't willing to give. Just to prove that we can. And that's the bottom line. So until next time, hopefully this week sometime, I leave for Nicaragua on Wednesday to go do some mission work. But hopefully before I leave on Wednesday, I'll do another jump video and see if I'm getting any higher. I did all the math. I'll post all that up in the equation and all the things you need to know that you have to dunk and blah, 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 blah. I know at this point I basically have to, my vertical has to increase by about 10 inches for me to be able to dunk, which is ridiculous. But it's possible. It can happen, and we're going to make it happen. So stay tuned, and we'll see if we can make that work.